Well, today's June 15th. It is the day of the, or one of the days of the Mount Petit Jean car show and swap meet. It started on Thursday, but the car show and the judging and everything doesn't happen until Saturday, which is today. So I've got everything I need. I got my backpack, my water, and a bag of ice that I have the water bottles in. I've got a roll of toilet paper. Always take a roll of toilet paper when you go on to a swap meet or something. You get to those Porta Johns and they're always out of toilet paper. Carry a roll in your backpack. And I guess I got my cell phone. I got my camera. And I got a couple of boxes of Good and Plenty. I mean, come on, come on. It's a perfect day. So let's get started. Well, that's where we're going, over there, that flat top mountain. That's Mount Petit Jean. We'll be going straight up here pretty soon. Windy road goes all the way to the top. Once it gets to the top, it's flat, and we just drive all the way down until we get to the swap meet car show. That's Mount Petit Jean. Here's a little closer shot of it. We're getting there. And up we go. Windy and steep all the way. I love this part of the country. This is Conway County. And now she's really getting steep. Well, I just paid $7 to park, which I didn't like doing, but the guy down the road wanted 10. You know, you never pay full price if you can help it. You always do your best to find it cheaper. Anyway, over here is where the vendors are. I haven't had anything to eat for breakfast yet. I might wind up hitting a hot dog stand or something here, but I just want to kind of wander around. Last year it was so hot. The sun was out, it baked us. This year is supposed to be pretty nice up here. Man, we're hitting gold already. Look at that Chevy. Ooh, GMC pickup. And I don't know, they want $12,500 for it and $12,500 for the Chevy. 1954 model. I don't know about that. A little stick shift on the column. Nice interior. Pretty looking car. I wouldn't mind having an old 53 or 54 Chevy, but I don't want to pay $12,500 for one, that's for sure. Now, one of my main objectives is to find Jim Clark and that silver 1966, I think it is, Thunderbird convertible. I want to check out a few things on there that I was not aware of last year when I was here. God, it's a nice, beautiful temperature today, no humidity. This is fantastic. This event, by the way, is 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and tomorrow, which is Sunday. There are just vendors everywhere from all over the place, all kinds of states. Bring their cars in here. All along the route to get here, along the road during the week of the swap meet and car show, in the different yards of the houses all along the way, people have cars for sale, yard sales, everything, trying to attract all these people on their way to the Mount Petit Jean. It's quite an event here, you know, for 4 days. This is kind of cool if you like $25,000 cars. I think I'd rather have a GTO any day. Nice car though. Well, it belongs to the Museum of Automobiles, it says, which is this big building right in here. Big old museum in there with lots of cars. Can't see much in there. I don't even know what kind of car this is. Let's see if I can find a label on it somewhere. Looks like a Ford to me. Yeah, it is. It's a Ford. I'll tell you what, under these trees, this flea market just goes on and on and on. You wear yourself out before the car show, just going from vendor to vendor, which I have done. Here's an interesting specimen. 1939 Ford, two-door. It has the original transmission. They want $2,900 for it, which isn't bad, but there's a fellow who works on these. He told me, I thought I'd pass something along. See that steering wheel? It's called a banjo steering wheel. Never heard of that before. So now you know. Now there goes a cool car. Looks like a 51 Ford Convertible. I think 50, 51. All right, we're entering the show area. It's a little early in the day. Not very many cars are here, but I can see a couple already that I don't remember seeing last year. So let's take a walk around. I want to find some that really catch my eye this year. Already I see a Thunderbird over there. Looks like about a 63, maybe 64. Now here's a 1932 Cord. I don't remember seeing this last year at all. Who owns this car here? Was this car here last year?
I think it was 2 or 3 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, I don't remember seeing it last year. You're the only. What's your first name, sir?
Glenn.
Glenn, and you're from Missouri?
Wardell, Missouri.
Missouri. You drove? Did you drive it here or trailer it here? Trailered it down. Well, that's a nice car. Boy, that's good stuff right there. Let me get over here and take a picture. I've never seen inside a Cord. Just got to be. I'm going to look. I assume that thing with the ball on it is a shifter, is that right? So this is a 3-speed automatic, right? No, not transmission's up front. Well, everybody knows that. This is cool. Did you restore this thing yourself? Wow. See, you got a spittoon down in there. Look at there. Yeah. For all you young fellas out there, this car has white walls, but it's white wall the way they came original, inside and outside the tire. Not too many of you have seen that.
I think they're on the way over here. They're running around the mountain.
Kind of interesting. Boy, this is a beautiful car.
What you got there?
Man.
We've already done.
There's a 57 Ford Convertible over here that I want to see. I have not seen one of these since I left high school. Wow. Oh my God. This is a beautiful, beautiful car. Probably got a 292 in it. It's the Thunderbird engine. Yep, that was an option that year. Oh man, this is what you call restoration. Whew, my T-Bird will never look anywhere near this. But someday I may own something as good as this. You know, I've got my eye on a future if I can live long enough. Wow. Look at that, it's got the padded dash and everything. Man, I never did care much for Ford dashes, but they always thought they looked a little cheaper than the rest of the cars like GM, but still, this is a great looking car. Man, who owns this car? He owns this car? Boy, this is nice. Wow. 57.
Hey, Jerry, it's Saturday morning. We're down here in Arkansas.
Here's the owner and the missus, I suppose, of this.
My girlfriend.
Is this your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Is this the babe?
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
Okay. Of this 57. And he's owned it, you said, about 24 years.
Yes, sir.
And you started the rest of, what's your first name, sir?
Philip.
Philip. Okay, I'm
They
John.
call me 50 Cent Phil.
50 Cent Phil?
Yeah.
Are you taking 50 cents for this car?
75.
It's sold already, if that's the case. Oh man, that's the prettiest 57 I think I've ever seen.
Out of Eastern Kentucky, where I grew up.
Now you say you restored this car. Did you like farm it out to have it painted, or did you do it all?
I did most of it. I bought an engine that was already built, but I disassembled it, did all the stripped the paint, did all the body and paint work.
Is that the 312 or 292 in there?
292.
292.
And I hired the top put on, and a friend of mine helped me with the wiring.
Boy,
I did all the assembly work and paint work.
You painted it?
Yeah.
Well, you did an excellent job, my friend. That is a beautiful, beautiful car.
And my wife, she snapped the whip, kept me moving.
Well, she's supposed to do that.
I guess
You know,
so.
I mean, if you're going to sink the money in it, she wants to see some results, right? Man, oh man, oh man. Did you drive this here from Missouri?
Yes. Just
Wow.
Springfield, Ozark, Missouri.
You're gutsy.
This is the third time we've driven it down.
You know, you're gutsy. Were you here last year?
Yeah, but I had my Corvette last year.
Okay, I didn't see this car last year. I remember.
We were, 2 years prior to that.
Well, it's beautiful. You did a magnificent job. Let me check the other side here. Yep. Now I don't think these flares.
Yeah, I painted it green on the other side.
You painted it green over here. Ran out of black and white, right? Or black and red.
Yeah.
And now these are not stock
They were Ford accessories.
They were an accessory for a 57? We're talking about the tips on the end of the exhaust. I didn't know that. I've never seen these before. That's really nice. Here's the other side of the engine on the 57. Look how easy it is to get to that fuel pump. Oh. Now here's another car that's got me fired up. Oh God, it looks like about a 66 or 69. What year is this thing? 67. Oh, right in the middle. Gto Pontiac. Oh God, this is my kind of car too. I love GTOs. The 65 in particular. Automatic. That's what I want. I don't want any stick shifts. I'm tired of stick shifts. Boy, that is pretty, pretty, pretty. 67s. They get a ton of money for these babies now. I think they get too much, really. Wow, that is nice. Unbelievable. I want one. Well, there's no sticker on this one or no label, but I think it's a 54 Chevy, and it's a convertible. God, that looks good, doesn't it? Really slick. And here's another one. It's not really a wagon. I can't remember what they called these things. Suburbans or something. I just don't remember. Another, I think it's another 54. Let's look at the back. Let us look at the back. No, it might be a 53. I wish I knew. I wish they had a sign on here. Looks like a 53 to me. Let me look at the emergency brake. Yeah, I think it is. That's nice, huh? Got a spotlight. It's got a little spotlight. You move the handle and the light moves out here, moves around. Go deer hunting with that baby. Here's another car that wasn't here last year, 64 Ford. Looks real. God, these guys really put some time and money in these cars.
Yeah.
$390.
Yeah, that's good.
You see the back of the front seats, sir.
Guys from Louisiana. Got a Hurst 4-speed in it. That's something I'm not interested in anymore, is 4 speeds on the floor, 3 speeds on the floor. I'm an automatic guy from here on out. Is this your car, sir?
Yes, sir.
Boy, she's a nice one.
Thank you.
Very nice. I'm showing all these young folk out there who've never seen a 64 Ford before. There's a bunch of them. I know it. Boy, they've been robbed. You know, their whole teenage years have been cheated out of it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Boy, that's nice. Now here's something for our good buddy Brendan. I'm sure he likes this one. Look at this thing. I don't know. Apparently this thing lifts up somehow. It's right on the ground right now. It has to lift up somehow. It looks like mercury tail, or not mercury, but yeah, it does look like mercury. The old mercury tail lights they put in there. Either mercury or the old, I think it's about 64 Plymouth or something like that. 62 Plymouth. I don't know. Not my kind of car. Cool to look at, but that's as far as it goes. Let's look at this motor with the blower on it and the 2 4s. Wow. I know Brendan is just salivating right now. Anybody for a 55 Ford Crown Victoria? Wow. I'm glad it came up this year. There's a lot of cars that I didn't see here last year. Either that they were here and they left, or they never showed. There you go. There's your little, I don't know what that is. Probably another 292. See that piece of chrome that goes up over the roof? Crown Victoria. Some of them had the plexiglass, clear green plexiglass here. By the way, last year a guy said he replaced that plexiglass in his car, his Crown Vic, and it cost him $1,000 to just buy that piece of plastic. No padded dash, of course, automatic, which is nice. Nice car, boy. This little seat in the middle that goes down. We used to, my dad had a, I think it was a Hudson, and it had, you know, back in the old days, a lot of the cars had the separation and with the thing that would go down. And our dad would take us to the movies once in a while to see a Western movie. That's all he ever wanted to see. I hated it, but we had to go. And then my sister and I would fight over who got to sit on this seat or on this thing right here, so we'd be high enough to see the movie. And I'd get it for a while, and then my mom would make me get off and have my sister get on it, stuff like that. She probably doesn't remember any of that, but I sure do. She was pretty young at the time. '55. Then of course there's your '55 Chevy, Bel Air, 4-door, sedan they call it. I'm not too much into the old Chevys. I restored a '57 from top to bottom, and I just burned out on them. You know, besides they're a dime a dozen. And what do I see here? Look at that blue car. You all know what that blue car is? Not too many do. That's a 1957 Plymouth. Oh, that was my first car, a '58 the next year. There's several differences, but primarily the car was identical. The taillights were different. The headlights were a little bit different. Man, I gotta go over and take a look at that. Mine was push button drive. I want everybody to meet the owner of this car. His name is John, just like mine. And you're from where?
Stuttgart, Arkansas.
Stuttgart, Arkansas. Man, you're just down the street. He's just down the street. He's owned this car. He redid all this work himself. That's a nice looking car. '57 Belvedere. Mine was a 4-door, unfortunately.
Factory air car.
Is it really?
Yeah, power window.
Whoa, power. Can I open the door and take? There you go. I remember that door handle.
There you go.
I own 2 of these cars. Oh, man. Factory air. I didn't even know they had factory air.
Good luck.
How about that? I guess the air vents are what's on the dash. It comes out of the dash, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing underneath?
Nothing underneath.
Strictly on the dash.
Only those 2.
All right, now I'm going to take him over and let him see if he can get you to open the other door. I'd like him to see the push-button drive on this, okay?
No problem.
Now this is the demo babe he brought with him, right? Okay, I want everybody to see this right here. Now I've owned it, like I said, a '57 and a '58. This is a torque flight transmission, push button setup. And you can see the buttons on it. It has drive, neutral, reverse, drive 1 and drive 2 on the bottom down here. Mine did not have that. I had the Power Glide transmission. It had drive, neutral, reverse, and it did not have the drive 1 and drive 2. This is really cool. God, this brings back memories. Memories, memories, memories.
301 polyhead.
By the way, I thought this was a 318. Turns out it's a 301. The '57 had a 301. It was the '58 that had the 318, which is what I had. I took the 318 out of my '58 and put it in an empty shell on the '57 when I was a young kid.
Really?
So my '57 had a 318 also. Oh, same engine though. But beautiful, beautiful car. All right, it's time to find out what year this Thunderbird is. 61, 62, what is it? It is a, come on, got to be something here on it. Look at that, that looks really nice. Well, there's nothing there that says what it is. Let's go to the rear. There must be something in the trunk then. I don't see anything here. It's for sale, 19.5, 62. It's a 1962. That's a nice looking car too. Big old trunks, huh? You know, I don't know. It may be me, but I don't remember these old T-Birds having those great big wide white walls like that. Mine's not going to have white walls like that. There's what she looks like. Not in bad shape. Wish mine had been in as good a shape, but it's not. It will be, hopefully, someday if I can keep breathing. $390 in this baby, too. He's done a lot of chroming. Boy, that stuff is expensive. I'll tell you what, let's go over and look at that yellow Ford Convertible that went by us in the woods over there. I figured this is where he was headed. Well, here she be. 1950 is what it is. Oh, it was in a movie called Walk the Line. That's kind of cool. Scene Stealers. I don't know if this is the exact same car or not. Let's go over here and take a look at the interior. 1950 Ford Convertible. I don't think I've ever seen one. I may have, I just don't remember. It's hard to remember all the cars I've seen in my life. It is a stick shift, 3-speed. Got the ashtrays in the back. That's what that yellow thing is over there. And an ashtray in the front, which is that square looking thing right there next to that white knob. Very nice looking. Unique. Not unique, but rare. I guess rare. Now there's another one like this. It's a maroon one over there. We're going to go over there and look at it. Now this is the same year, 1950. The two-door sedan. A little bit different on the dash. Not a whole lot different.
And that's the reason mine never would go on.
Nice interior. Nice interior. Ooh, looks good.
But anyway,
I got it.
Very nice car. I wouldn't mind having something like this. It's a little old for me, but I still wouldn't mind having it.
This yours? Yes, sir. You don't want to be parked like this.
Ooh, flathead. Got the old flathead V8 in it.
4951. Okay. I mean, open that all.
Very nice. Very, very nice. And there's the front of it. Very cool car. Stick shift, of course, on the column, 3-speed. And for our mates over there in Britain and England, I guess this is where these cars are made. I don't know much about foreign cars. That's a Triumph, a TR3. This is a TR4. That's a 1957, by the way. This is a TR4. I have no idea what year it is. This is a TR6. Let me see if I can find a sign on this one that tells us what year it is. Ah, 1965. This one over here is 1974. Yeah, TR6. Yeah, I'm not into small foreign cars.
My daddy's got a 76 MG.
Wow. And this one here is a 72. It's just an MG convertible.
Oh, okay. You doing okay?
From Jacksonville. It's got a little 4-banger in it. Don't know much about these cars. Never paid much attention to them. Some people love them.
That's what I bought peanut butter jack.
That's what they look like from the rear. We had a couple of MGs when I was a kid in our hometown, but back in the 50s, but I never got into it. Back in those days, it was all Mopar, Chevy, and Ford. Now here's a 52 Chevy, and here's a 51 Chevy. Basically the same car. You know, I haven't seen Jim Clark arrive yet with his silver Thunderbird, and if he doesn't show up, I am not going to be a happy camper. This is what the 51 looks like. I think this is the 51. Hard to tell. Yep, this is the 51. Is this thing an automatic? Yeah, it's an automatic. How about that? Neutral drive, low and reverse, and park. Nice upholstery. I like the upholstery. I don't think it's original. Let's look at the 52. Again, an automatic. Nice little cars. We had a lot of these in our hometown when I was a kid. 51, 52, 53, and 54 Chevys were like everywhere. The older folks had them. You know, from the 55s on up, the teenagers had them. The old folks would drive these things until they quit. They didn't quite look as good as these, though. These are really shined up, ready to go. They were just family cars, you know. They had dings and dents and scratches, and you know, get in the car, kids. We're going to the beach or something like that. Nobody cared about them back in those days. They were just a vehicle. Now here's an interesting sign: retirement is twice as much husband and half as much money. Well, I don't know. My wife's got about 10 times the husband. I'll tell you what, let's take a look at another Chevy. This is from the Fort Smith Antique Auto Club. Fort Smith being in Arkansas. This is 1937. There's a man after my own heart putting the American flags on there, you bet. Good job, my friend.
Trying to get it straight.
Yeah, I got a big one on a flagpole in front of my house. You're the owner of this car, I take it?
Yes, sir.
That looks really good.
Thank you.
How long have you had it?
My dad went and got this.
Your dad got it?
My dad and I.
Oh, okay.
That's how long ago we got it. I think I was 17.
Well, it's time to trade it in, don't you think?
I can really enjoy it now.
Yeah, now you got time
Kids
to.
are all grown,
Yep,
gone.
exactly. I understand completely. And you belong to the Fort Smith Antique Club, Auto Club, I see. There's a suicide knob right there. Hooked to the steering wheel and they go round and round. Call them suicide knobs. a lot of when I was a kid, I saw those all the time. And then a fan that would work off 12 volts that would keep the driver cool. Lots of fans and lots of suicide knobs in the cars that were in our hometown. And a rumble seat. God, very cool. My son likes this kind. He likes cars with rumble seats. I'm not sure I'd want to get in one of those. That car ever had an accident, you're trapped. We got a couple of mini cars here. I guess they're called Mini Coopers. This is a 1970. He just calls it a Mini Rover Cabriolet. I don't know. This one over here is a 71 Mini 1000.
That's great. Glad to see you.
I'd like to know who's trying to call me. They didn't get answered anyway. British cars, I take it. I assume. Now in Arkansas and Texas.
In the bottom of the museum,
This is kind of a cool car. I just talked to the gentleman. It's a 1934 Ford.
White.
And Brendan will be
All of the cars of the
surprised to know this car spent 48 years in Detroit.
cars.
The fella bought it a couple of years ago.
The PJ
He put a trailer in the back of his truck and he went all the way to Detroit to get it. That's that older fella with the straw hat over there.
What is now known as the Museum of
He's from
Automobiles.
Hot Springs, Arkansas.
At the same time, in 1958,
Almost all of his life, I guess, has been in Detroit until now.
Had a car show. Car
The fella's name is John that owns it.
Car is a
He's the one that drove it all. I said, why, you went all the way to Detroit? He says, yeah, I wanted the car. I said, okay.
Automobile Association.
That's
and we
it.
simply
Pretty
call
cool.
it
Look, not very many gauges on this one, huh? What, 3?
Governor Rockefeller in 1963.
64 Chevy Impala. Looks gorgeous. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Boy, our town had a lot of these too when I grew up. This was a hot seller. 61, 62, 63, and 64 were all very hot sellers when I was a kid. They weren't all Impalas, but they were. This got a floor shift automatic. It's got a B. Very nice car. Really nice. Man, good car.
Sister did years ago, and her father has been synonymous with Motown.
The opening ceremony for the show. Last year we showed you a Chevy Corvair. This is a 1960, the Ralph Nader car. There was never anything wrong with it, really. It's a rear-engine car made by Chevy. This was the trunk. We'll go back and take a look at the engine one more time for those who'd like to see one. This is your engine, rear-engine car. Almost looks like a Volkswagen in many ways. And a long shot of it. There's still quite a number of these around. And the rear. The interior is pretty plain.
2014 to 2016, raising over $500,000 for the Greene County Library System during its term. He belongs to the Lions Club.
The shifter is that little tiny handle you can barely make out.
Where he's been a member for over 25
Let's put this bag down on the ground. Is this your car, sir? Yeah. All right, let me look at that shifter handle. See that little tiny handle? Right there. Just a little tiny handle sticking out vertically from the dash. That was the shifter. Right there. There it is. Let's talk to David, the Corvair owner. You've had this car for 2 weeks. You pulled it out of a garage. 3 weeks. You pulled it out of a garage. It had flat tires and it wasn't running. What else?
No brakes.
No brakes.
Couldn't get no fuel out of the fuel tank.
Well, that's about par for the course, though.
Fuel pump didn't work.
And you did all that in 3 weeks to get it ready to bring here.
Points was messed up.
Wow.
And this is what it looks like after 3 weeks.
That's a pretty good deal. Where are you from? Russellville. Okay, you're just a few miles down the road. Well, good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. You going to keep working on it?
You bet.
All right. We'll see you here next year, maybe, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe if we're still breathing, right?
If I'm above ground.
Okay. All right, back to the Chevy that I originally called a Wagon. It was actually called, I can't find the owner, but I did talk to someone who knows about these things. He claims he does. He said this was actually a Chevy Townsman Wagon, and it had simulated wood on it at one time in this recessed area all the way down. And it also had simulated wood on the rear, and I suppose it would be in these recessed areas as well. The Townsman Wagon. Well, they're beginning to run them through for the judging. Here's a Chevy Malibu. Listen to that thing. By the way, I offered that guy $3,500 for that '57 Ford Convertible. He wouldn't take it. Bummer. I had to get this one. Unbelievable. Old boy with a big old beard. Amazing. I've never seen one here before. For all you truck jockeys. That gets you all turned on, huh? Well, I just got some bad news. Jim Clark, who had the T-Bird, he's here today, but he brought a Corvette. He did not bring his Thunderbird. I'm going to go try to find him. He's in the middle of the field somewhere with a red Corvette. Well, here's the car, and there's Jim in the white shirt. Well, that's about it for me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But this old '65 Chevy Malibu looks really nice. I got to get another look at this thing. Huskers, it says. Let's take a look inside.
We want to take a minute to thank Mike Brown and the judging
Looks
staff.
really nice.
And
Great car, great car. Super Sport. Malibu Super Sport. This old fella right here built this car from scratch. He named it Luigi, which was his Army nickname. He's 86 years of age. It's got a 9.5 foot frame. It's powered by a Honda Big Red 3-wheeler motor, chain drive, rear end. He wanted to build it from scratch, and he did. Oh man, one man's dream. 21-inch Harley Davidson motorcycle wheels. This is him right here. He's pretty spry for being 86 years old. Wow.
That's a Honda Big Red 200.
Motorcycle engine?
Yeah, it's a 3-wheeler.
And this is the front.
Well, you have really made something lovely.
I've got a three-wheeler that he took up the mountains and made one bad mistake. Go a little
In the far lane, we have a 46 Ford Convertible by Daniel Salter.
Logan did.
Bigelow, Arkansas.
Started
Father
back.
and son built this car.
Here's a 1935 Chevy. Modified, big old chromed up engine. Boy, a lot of money put into that. I don't know what to think about these kinds of cars. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure if I like them or don't like them. Not that I don't like them. I mean, I don't know if I'm attracted to them or not. They're kind of cool, I guess, in their own way. Some people live by them.
Unless they power coated it.
Well, it's time to head home. Wifey wants a pizza. I want a pizza too. We're going to go up to our favorite pizza joint and we're going to get one. I'll tell you what, before leaving the mountain, let's get a bird's eye view of the Arkansas Valley from the top of Mount Petit Jean. We don't need no stinking deck. We're going to go out on the rocks. And here we go, the Arkansas River Valley. That's the river that is still, it's still high, but it is below the flood stage at least. This is what she looks like from up here. Part of Wifey's family originated from right down over the cliff down there. That's called Ada Valley. I've mentioned that in some of my videos. Her family, her grandma's family originated down in there. There were a lot of farmers down there. They were down there in the 1800s. Pretty nice shot of the country, huh? Arkansas is gorgeous, it really is. So until next time, this is John.